Here we are.
Live
Live
on a Monday.
on a Monday. Not a Tuesday, not a Wednesday, but
A Monday.
what do we call it? It's a motherfucking Monday.
Motherfucking Monday.
But Monday wasn't that bad, man. I had a doctor's appointment, follow up, and uh, all was good with it. I'm still alive and kicking, heart still beating.
Hey, that's always a plus side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go back to my doctor. Apparently, I got some levels with my liver going crazy. I don't know.
Nice.
I
Nice. Saw that liquor you drinking. You starting to
That's what my doctor says. She's like, can't drink any liquor. Don't take any aspirins. And I'm like, well, fuck. You act like I'm drinking at home every day, like I drink on the weekend. She's like, yeah, but you maybe you're doing a little heavy. We need to tone that down a little bit.
You need to tone it down a little bit. That was cool, man. I went and you know, I had after the wreck and all, the accident, I went and had just a normal, wasn't a full physical, but just a normal, like.
Well, they can't do a full physical right now, from what I'm told, because of COVID. Because it's kind of.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Hands on. That's what I was told.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, that's here in Virginia. They ain't playing about that shit. They locking shit down up here.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have a male doctor anyway, so it's kind of weird to have him hold my balls and them to cough and all that kind of crazy shit.
There's a little Hispanic lady at my doctor's office that does all that stuff. So I was like,
yeah. But yeah, so I went for a follow up and everything was good and it was crazy. I went in and the lady, you know, the intake nurse or whatever, took my blood pressure and she was like, it's like 145 over 92. She goes, that's really high. I go, lady, there's no way my blood pressure is 145. I wouldn't be talking to you if my blood pressure, like you have to retake it. And of course she didn't pull my shirt up or anything. She just kind of slapped
it on top. Yeah.
And so I was like, can you take it on this arm? And I pulled my shirt or whatever. Yeah, she put it up just perfect, like 120 something.
They always have to take mine twice because my first reading's always like really high, and they kind of look at me like, "You got high blood pressure." I'm like,
"Oh, that's what I told her too." I was like, "Dude, it's 90 degrees outside." I'm like, you got this COVID thing on where you have to go in and sort of sign in, and if you have a copay, you have to pay your copay, whatever. But then they send you back out to the car, and you have to sit in your car and wait, and then they'll have a nurse come out to your car and get you and take you in the back. There's nobody in any waiting rooms or any of that shit, dude. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm telling you. It's like they're following the Disney model, man. Disney's going to be doing it crazy shit. Every time I read something else about Disney, and then our friend Tiffany and Mike, you know that I married them at Disney. They're actually going like sometime in June. Like so that's only like 2 weeks from now, and so it'll be interesting to see how
different it is with everything going down.
Yeah, because again, we're still deciding whether we're going to go in November or not. I don't know if we're going to go or not. But I mean, there's just so many reasons not to go, and we kind of talked ourselves out of it. But we'll see.
You never know. You never know. FaZe has got that new car. She might want to put some miles on that bad boy.
Yeah, there's 1,000 places we can go put miles on it.
You come up here. You can come up here.
I'm going to tell you, the way these COVID numbers are going, I might fucking head to Virginia to run away from that shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, our numbers are like trending downward. It's really weird.
It's so crazy to me. Like, you know, here's the thing, and this is where I get in arguments with people all the time. Listen, you can be for people wearing masks and still be against because that's the thing, people, you need to follow all the other states and mandate that everybody wear masks in public places. No, man. No, I'm okay with everybody wearing masks, whatever. But the state telling everybody they have to wear a mask, I'm not okay with that. No. I'm not okay with that. And that has nothing to do with whether I'm going to wear a mask or not. I'll wear a mask. Listen, any place I go that requires me to wear a mask, I wear a mask. But like if I go to the grocery store or something, most of the time I'm not wearing a mask.
That's the thing up here. Like it's mandated. Like you go in a public place, you have to wear a mask. If you try to walk into a public place, and yes, I have seen this happen at our local Target. They will politely have the manager walk up to you and say, "Can you step outside and put your mask on?"
Yeah.
And come back into the store.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things where they're, how I am, man. Anytime you start having the government tell me what I can and can't do. I kind of have issues with it, but yeah, I'm, again, anywhere I go where I'm required to wear a mask, doctor's offices or even some stores and stuff. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because that's a private. There are some businesses that absolutely have a sign on their door that goes, we require you to wear a mask for the safety of us and our employees. Perfectly okay with that. I'll wear a mask if I want to go in there, or I don't have to go in there. Where I get pissed off is where you see places like that where it's not mandated, but a business has said, hey, you have to wear a mask to shop here. And then some fucking Karen loses her mind and shit. And then it's, like I saw this lady talking, I forgot where it was at. I think it was on Reddit, where this lady had said something on Facebook, and I think somebody made a comment. So she messaged this lady. She's like, I want you to know that I almost drowned when I was like 5 years old, and I can't stand for anything to cover my face. And, I have a cousin who was raped when she was 15, and she had her mouth duct taped and covered the entire time. And it's traumatic for her to put on her face.
Calm down, Karen.
I just go, listen, Karen, nobody asked you to go outside your house and be traumatized, right? You can order any goddamn thing you want. You can order any goddamn thing you want to deliver it to your house, right? Why the fuck would you? Why do you need to go out and have to worry? And then this lady says, she goes, well, I'm not going to change my life just to make you happy. Fuck you. And I just go, I was thinking to myself, nobody's talking about making me happy. I'm just trying to help you. Like, what the fuck? Like,
someone's going to shit in your Amazon box before it gets delivered to your house, Karen. Right. That's just how things are going.
People are just on edge, man. And it's so, and then the fact that nobody has been driving for so long. Like, you get out on the roads and fucking people are just doing the stupidest shit. Like, Georgia drivers they're not as bad as Florida drivers. I don't know anybody. If anybody's watching that's in Florida or have family in Florida, I don't give a fuck. You guys can't drive for shit. I will fucking tell you right off the bat, none of you motherfuckers can drive in Florida for shit.
Here's the thing up here. Like, there's so many, like, cultures up here. And, like, Indian people, they can't drive. They think they can drive. They can't drive.
Well, that's because they don't drive in India. They have little motorcycles and shit.
Just zooming through the street, got four of them on the back.
Four of them on the back. Yeah. Your little fucking mopeds and shit. Fucking Vespa. Listen, man, I'm going to tell you right now, in Florida, it has nothing to do with culture or anything. They just can't fucking drive. And here, it's just, people just do stupid shit. Like the other day, I watched somebody, this is no lie, like do a full-on fucking U-turn just in the middle of the road. Just like, I'm not going this way anymore. Just don't. I'm just going, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm over it. I'm turning around. We're taking to the house, Karen.
Yeah, I'm done
with this.
Yeah. Oh, there's no dining in at the restaurant I'm going in? Yeah, fuck that. I'm not going.
No, I can't sit down at the Chili's. We're going back to the house.
That's right.
I'm throwing some burgers on the grill, Karen, whether you like it or not.
And we've started doing that too. Like, we can't sit down in the restaurant we're in. We just don't go. Because I don't eat a lot of fast food anyway. I mean, I will if it's if I'm starving to death, whatever. But
don't lie. Don't lie.
I don't. About the only fast
that is
food
true. I will give you that. I will give you that. Yeah, most of the time when y'all go out, y'all are sitting down somewhere.
Yeah.
Y'all don't go to like Mickey D's.
No. I mean, like, and if it is like a fast food place, like most of the time it's breakfast. It ain't like dinner and shit like that. Like, look, I'll fuck up a ChickfilA. Like, I will go eat the Lord's chicken any fucking day of the week, right? Except for Sunday, of course, because the Lord has a rest. But the Lord's chicken has marinade. That's what Sunday's for.
And the pickle juice.
It's
pickle juice, people. That's the secret.
But most of the time for dinner or something, nah, man. I mean, I might hit a Taco Bell. I might fucking hit a Cookout, and that's about it, man.
Dude, I ain't had Cookout in so long. There's a Cookout here. Like, no, there's Cookouts up here. They're just a little bit of a drive.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. It's like, I try to stay around town. So, like, I pretty much have anything you could want around me. And then anything I don't have is like maybe 15, 20 minutes away in Woodbridge, which isn't that bad. It's just I don't feel like dealing with all that traffic.
You got
No, so we actually get this. We actually have a Waffle House. We have one of the only Waffle Houses within like 30 miles.
Oh wow!
Yes, that's right around the corner. We got Chick-fil-A. We've got IHOP, Mickey D's, Taco Bell, KFC.
I can't fucking do KFC, man.
Here's my thing. They took potato wedges away. Damn you, KFC.
So we're riding in the car and we're trying to find something to eat for dinner. And it was one of those situations where you are in a hurry and we know we're going to pick shit up, right? And, you're just going to pick something up and go the fuck home. And we're just calling shit out. And Keaton's like, why don't we just go to KFC and get some chicken? I'm like, dude, I don't eat KFC. And he's like, why not? I go, dude, they're 2 letters away from being fuck. It's 1 letter away from being fuck. I'm like, I'm not fucking eating KFC. Like, I can't fuck with KFC chicken, man. Like, I just don't. It's like, and here's the thing. Not only is it like the worst chicken restaurant, it's just the bottom of the barrel as far as fast food goes, period. Like, and then when you start talking about just chicken restaurants, like fried chicken, it is the absolute. Dude, I'd eat fucking Church's chicken before I'd eat KFC. I mean, Popeyes is number one. Yeah, Popeyes is number one.
I'll eat Popeyes. I like Popeyes. My second would be KFC. My third would be Church's. I can't deal with no Church's.
But you forget all about Bojangles, man.
Bojangles. That would be my second. Bojangles would be my second.
So mine is Popeyes and Bojangles. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you sleep on Publix fried chicken is at least at this Publix. The fried chicken, either Publix, at either end of my, because you got one at one end of our road and one at the other end. Either one is fucking off the chain.
We're gonna have to do a comparison when you come up here, and we'll go to Wegmans and get some fried chicken.
There you go.
That shit looks delicious.
But I'll be honest with you. I mean, I ain't gonna bark at any kind of fried chicken. I mean,
how can you mess that up?
Racist as you might think it is, I like watermelon fried chicken too, buddy. That's just the way it is.
Hey, we had Wendys earlier. It's got me all jacked up.
And see, what's funny to me about Wendys is there's only 2 things I eat at Wendys: the chicken sandwich, the spicy chicken sandwich, and chili. That's about it. Every now and then I'll get a Baconator or something like that, but I'm just not a fan of their hamburgers.
I like their hamburgers. I have no problem with their hamburgers.
Oh man,
it's just all the grease, man. It kills me.
Yeah. I can't. I'm just not a fan of their burgers. To me, who's got the best burger? It's Culver's, man. Culver's, that butter burger, dude, that shit is the shit.
Don't nobody know nothing about no Culver's back home. They ain't got none of that.
They ain't got Culver's down there?
Dude, they finally got a ChickfilA in Byron. Come on now. One step at a time, Nick.
One step. One
step at a time.
Baby steps, baby. Baby steps.
Baby steps. That's it.
So I like Chick-fil-A. It was a sad. Oh, here's another thing. It was a sad day in this house because we had to take the dog back to the Humane Society today. So
why?
I mean, a myriad of reasons. I mean, one. So when we got the dog, first of all, Phaedra didn't want a dog. It wasn't that she didn't want a dog, but it was one of those things where she knew a little better than I did that these boys were only gonna
do so much,
and the novelty of a puppy was going to wear off once you had to actually work, and he wasn't just this cute little thing running around chasing a tennis ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, and that's kind of that was kind of a part of it. And then it just got to be where they would fight over whose turn it was to take the dog out or feed him or whatever. And the dog would always get fed, so it wasn't that big deal. But then, this dog who was a puppy, I mean, he got to be like today, when the weight, he was like 68 pounds, man, 65 pounds. And so, it's a big dog. And so, you start looking at what he's made of, and it's terrier and blue tick hound or whatever. And so, he was okay with people. Like, you could get him to not go towards people, and he would walk pretty well there. But as soon as he seen something, or as soon as he heard something like that, I mean, his instinct would kick in, and he'd want to take off and run,
Yeah.
And so look at Emerson and try, little 50-pound Emerson, 60-pound Emerson, dog weighs more than he did. And you're trying to ask him to walk this dog and hold him. Like, It just not. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, our house is a pretty big house. I mean, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying size wise and the way the house is laid out. I mean, it's a big house and it's a room. The rooms are spaced out or whatever. But having a 65-pound dog around that you don't let on the furniture because you have nice furniture and shit, it just kind of got to be where I kind of started feeling like, dude, this dog spends more time in his cage than he does walking around this house.
Yep.
And so, we try to change that, but then he would get into everything, and then and so finally we just kind of sat down and just go, look, here are the things I'm going to need you guys to start doing if we're going to keep this dog, and you're going to be responsible pet owners, right? He can't spend his day the whole day in a cage. Only come out when you want to play with him and you want to take him for outside to pee and poop or feed him. Like, if you want him to be a house dog, you're going to have to let him be a house dog. But in order to do that, he's got all this energy pent up. You have to take him for a walk, at least one every day, preferably two, one in the morning and one in the evening. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. I mean, it might have done it two days. And then finally I just go, that's it, man. That's it. And so, with the COVID thing, it was kind of hard to get a hold to the, because we got him from the Humane Society, and we wanted to take him somewhere where they're not going to kill him if somebody doesn't come and adopt him. So that was the other thing. Yeah. And so we called them, and they are a no-kill shelter. They're going to find him a home, and they kind of let you sort of suggest where it should be. And I said, look, man, he needs to be on a farm or be with a couple that's active, that's doing hiking trails. So he's a super smart, super sweet dog. The problem is that I don't have time in my day to do all because the dog really wasn't for me and Phaedra. If me and Phaedra were gonna get a dog, we'd get a little lap dog that would sit in the fucking in our lap while we binge watch Netflix, right? The dog was really for the boys and to teach them responsibility. And the thing is that I learned really quick that they want to do the fun shit and throw the ball and have them go get it and teach them how to sit and roll over and all that good shit. But then, when it comes time for him to piss in the floor because you didn't take him out because you were studying your iPad or watching TV or whatever, then you want to argue over whose turn it is to pick up piss or pick up poop or whatever it is. And damn, this got sad real quick. Anyway, the
dog is gone.
The dog's gone. He's going to a better home than
He's going on a farm. It's going to be great. Hey, it's like one of those Lassie episodes. He's just galloping through the field.
Hey, listen, he's going to Mouse City. He's going. That's what I told him. We're going to Dog City.
Jingles.
Hey, listen, and then here's the thing. Here's the thing. You want to make it sadder? So this is like 5 minutes before we're getting ready to leave. And I guess they thought we were bluffing, but I'm putting the fucking choke collar on him and getting him to go. And he goes, Keaton's sitting over in the corner, he's fucking bawling his eyes out. He goes, I don't want him to go. I go, oh, now 5 minutes before we're leaving, now you want to fucking
want to start the waterworks.
Right,
yeah, too bad.
And he goes, I can't go. I can't go. I go, no, you're gonna get your ass in this car and you're gonna watch this dog. You're gonna watch this dog get taken away.
That's life lesson right there, buddy.
That's a life lesson. That's what I said. I go, look, next time if there is a dog and another dog, you might remember that you didn't want to lose him.
That's it. That's like hell. The Dotsons, man. Like I want them to be house dogs. It's just this apartment's way too small.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah.
They got way too much energy, and like Brittany's dog is chill. Like he'll get up in your lap, he'll chill out. My dog is just a ball of energy, right? So I told Brittany, I was like, if we're gonna keep them, I'm gonna get him fixed. Probably both of them fixed, to be honest.
It should.
And it'll take some of that fucking edge off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if the truth is, I mean, if I was interested in fencing in my backyard and all that kind of crazy shit, I have no desire to fence in my backyard, and it's just not in my plans anytime soon, if at all. And I mean, it's easy when you have a fence in the backyard. You open the door, let him out, let him stay out there and play and all, But like you can't, like in Hall County, you can't put a dog out and put him on a tether or any of that kind of crazy. Because that's my first thing. I go, look, I'll just build a fucking runner, at the edge of the yard, and you put him out there on a runner, he can run.
No, sir.
No. Hall County's like, nope.
Yep.
You can't do that.
Nope.
You better have a fenced-in backyard or keep them in the fucking house. And
yeah, that's why I was telling Brittany, like, I'm going to get them fixed soon. But I guess our next thing is, like, you know, when our lease is up, start looking at houses.
Yeah.
Because it's obvious, like, she wants to be here.
Yeah.
You know, the kids love being here.
Yeah.
I love being here. So it's like, why not? The problem is houses up here are fucking expensive. They're like 3 times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, the cost of something in, say, Georgia.
Well, I mean, and even here, I mean, like, it's so crazy. Like, even in Flowery Branch, like, you look at our neighborhood and it's one price, and then, you know, one price level, and then I kid you not, you go 2 roads over, and there are houses that are twice. They're not twice the house, but they're twice the cost.
The cost, yeah.
The cost. And then I start looking, because me and Phaedra go in this house. Sometimes I have model houses and just look, because there's times when I just go, well, I want to see how much what that much money would have got us different from what we have in our house.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so you go in there, and again, like it's little shit, like, you know, there's decorative molding, and you know, and you know, all the things aren't granite, it's marble, you know, and just, you know, little things like that where you just go, I don't really give a fuck about that. You know what I mean?
My thing up here is, like, I don't like townhouses, but that's pretty much where you're kind of limited to. Right?
Yeah, man, but some of those townhouses are really nice. You know what I mean? Like,
they're really nice. It's just, for me, like, I want a house.
Yeah, but
up here, like, yeah, and it's just crazy. It's one of those things. Like,
watch a lot of, like, she loves that show You Live in What, where, like, these people buy, like, fucking, like, this one guy bought a whole fucking rundown school and made it his house, and then like some of the shit's really cool, but some of that stuff is just like, what the fuck are you doing? But we also watch shit where, like, it's a $22 million apartment in New York, and you just go, what the fuck, man? Like, we watched one where it was like 6 floors in the middle of Greenwich Village. It was like $22 million, and you start looking at it, you just go, what in the hell is $22 million gonna get you? You start looking, and I didn't like any of that shit, man. I didn't like the way the house was laid out. And I mean, some of that stuff is just like, I would never ever use that. Like they had a dining room and had a whole nother kitchen on the dining room, because the actual kitchen was on another floor. They're like, if you were entertaining people, you wouldn't want to go up and down the elevator or in the floor or the stairs, entertaining people from the kitchen to the dining room. So there's a whole nother kitchen right next to the dining room. I just go, why wouldn't you just make the kitchen there and do something else? Like, I don't.
Some people have more money than sense.
And then there was, you know, like their garage parked 2 cars, and like they were all bragging about the 2 cars and then park, you know, because first of all, having inside parking at all in New York is unheard of, but
right.
Let alone having where you park 2 cars, but they were back to back. So if somebody, like, if you were wanting to leave in the morning, somebody's parked behind you, had to wake that motherfucker up so he could move, so you could. I'm just like,
Bob, wake up! I gotta go to work.
You're wrong. I mean, like, the first question, because it was kind of cool. They had this great room where, like, if you think about 5 floors in an apartment, you would think they'd be stacked up on top of each other. But they actually had one, like, huge great room. It was like a 20-foot ceiling. It was like this really cool chandelier or whatever. But the first question I asked, like, how the fuck you change the light bulb in that? It's like fucking, you know, 15 feet in the air. And of course, you know,
one of those big boy ladders.
Right. Phaedra being the practical one she is, she goes, listen, if you can afford $22 million for an apartment, you know, in New York, I don't think you're worried about how you're going to change light bulbs.
That is true.
Like, you ain't changing light bulbs. You have a dedicated maintenance guy that comes by once a week to make sure that everything's A-okay. And
exactly.
You know, and so
and it was crazy because, like, one of the guys on my team has been, you know, thinking about getting a house.
Yeah.
And hell, he dropped a bomb on us. Like, we had our meeting Friday, and he's like, yeah, guys, you know, I'm taking a few days off next week. You know, I just closed on a house, and we all kind of stopped. We were like, what? You bought a house? He's like, well, it was a townhouse, but yeah, I bought a townhouse. I was like, congratulations, man. And, you know, I started seeing pictures of his townhouse, and I started looking at it and thinking about it. I was like, maybe I will like a townhouse. I think the floor layout's the biggest thing for me, and, like, space.
I mean, some of those townhouses are actually laid out pretty nice. I mean, they're most of the time they're spacious floor plans where they're like our house with like a kitchen and the living room together, so it looks like it's a really much bigger room than it actually is.
Yeah.
But then if you can find one, because we actually looked at a townhouse at one time in Gainesville, was in Gainesville, Brazelton, one of the two, and it was super nice. It wasn't big enough for. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was nice. I mean, I think it was like 2,400 square foot, something like that.
No.
But it was. I mean, that was included. It had a finished basement and stuff. But so it was 3 floors. But again, it was pretty spacious, pretty nice. It just wasn't. It wouldn't have really worked well for what we need. And so, and that was the thing that we ran into looking before we built this house, was that we would either look at a house that we just knew was too small, and then there was no like in between. It was either the house was too small or it was way more room than we needed, and it was way more money than we wanted to spend. And it was just one of those things where you just go back and forth and you start trying to find something that's in between. And it just didn't exist. It was either like 2,000 square feet or 6,000 square feet. like, there was nothing in between. I was like, dude, I don't need all that, man.
That's the crazy thing. Like up here, it's just townhouse. That's just what it is, man. There's townhouses everywhere.
Yeah.
That and apartments. Like if you want a house, Stafford, Virginia is probably where you're gonna have to start. And hell, that's an hour and a half with traffic just to get to work. Which could I do that?
I drive an hour now, so I mean, I don't. I mean, I say I drive an hour. It's about an hour with traffic. It's usually a little less than that on the way there because traffic's going that direction. But on the way home, yeah, it's an hour easy. And I mean, it's okay. I don't mind it. I don't drive anywhere now. Let me be clear. I've been working from home since like March, but when I was driving to work, yeah, it was like an hour there, hour back, which is a lot. I mean, you spend 2 hours in your car in a commute. It doesn't sound bad, but that's 2 hours you're not going to get back. And so, I mean, especially when the boys are playing football. I mean, you figure I'll spend 2 hours in my car, and then we go and we do practice. You go to practice, football practice. I was spending 2 hours sitting out at football practice. That's 4 hours of your day right there. Yeah. And so you just start to feel like, God damn, man, I don't have time to do shit. And so, and you didn't. I mean, during football season, that was it, man. It was football and fucking work. And then weekend come, you got 5 million things to do because you didn't have time during the week to do it. And so that was the rean why this year we just were like, dude, I think Keaton, for real, I think he was too old to play anyway. I think he would have to play middle school ball. I'm not sure, but I think so. And Emerson, it's just, we've done 3 seasons with him, man, and he loves to be on the field and play football. But asking that kid to go and concentrate and try to work out and be a practice football 3 days a week for 2 hours.
Nah.
He has no interest in that whatsoever.
I want to go play this Fortnite.
Right. Now, I don't know about Fortnite, but he don't give a shit about football until it's Saturday morning, and he's strapping on his shit, and he gets out on the field and goes crazy. What did James say? I remember people complaining about driving out to our home area from either Macon or Warner Robins.
Dude, it was all the time. And it was like, dude, that was like, think about it now. That's perfect. Yeah, I mean, and so we lived out in Jefferson. I don't know if anybody knows where this is at, but it's between Gainesville and Athens. I don't know if anybody knows where that's at, but literally what made us leave that area was that it was worse than being out in Crawford County. It was like anywhere you went was an hour round trip. No. I don't care where. I mean, like go to buy groceries, go to eat, go to do anything. It was an hour round trip, not including whatever time you spent doing whatever it was you're doing. And it just got old, man. And it just what happened was, I remember like coming to like drive to your house when I had my place in Buford.
Right. That exit between Buford and there seemed like it took forever to get there.
Forever, man.
Forever. And it really was. I mean, it's like 2 exits up. But the thing is that like that's what happened to us was like it just seemed like everything felt further and further away, and we're just like, dude, this is just crazy. And so so we started looking and trying to figure out like this is crazy. We live far from everybody, and the other thing too was that we got out like right before the housing crisis hit. But the people that built that subdivision, I'm not going to name it, but the people that built that subdivision, they saw that coming a mile away. And so what happened was, the price level was here, right? And they knew they were going to have to get rid of these houses and lots and shit, or they were going to have to bankrupt and fold or whatever. So they dropped the price down to here, right, to get rid of these houses. And so, like, you start letting a whole different, and people can at me all you want, but you start letting a whole different breed of homeowner in when the prices were here and now they're here, right? And it's just different. Sold my black car's engine and transmission to a guy in Gainesville. That was a hike. Yeah, I mean I got used to that drive. So I got to where I could drive all the way down, grab Niles, and come all the way back up in I don't know, 3 hours.
Hell, we did that in your Integra way shorter than that. We did it one time in an hour.
That's all ass, man.
We did it in an hour and a half. Now we were breaking and we were breaking the speed limit.
There's no lie. I left work one day and I rode by. This is when we lived in Gainesville, in the apartment in Gainesville. I left in my Integra, left work. I went and grabbed Dad, or maybe Dad had the car. He come pick me up from work. But either way, I left Gainesville. It was like 6:30. Drove all the way down there, picked you up, and we were coming in the house. I think it was like, I don't know, like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And that was all the way at Mom's house.
Yeah. That's way out there in old Crawford County.
And that's how I used to tell people, like, when you know you live in the fucking boondocks is when you go to the end of this road, take a left, go to the end of that road, take a right. Like, and that was like,
there's no landmarks.
There's no fucking landmarks, man. It's just the end of the road, take a left, end of the road, take a right. Yeah. I just, and that's the thing too, is like, you get used to that shit. But then what happens is, like, anytime you want to go and do shit, it's just a lot, man. And so that's the thing I like about living here is, like, you sort of feel like you're still out like that. But everything's right around the corner. Like, you just drive and go over some railroad tracks.
Hell, it was crazy when we left your house, when I loaded up the girls to finally come up here.
Uh-huh.
That's an 8.5 hour drive, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
And it just went like that. Before I knew it, we were pulling into town, and Brittany's like, holy shit, we're already here. I'm like, dude, it's 8.5 hours. But it didn't feel that way because the drive from you up here is just beautiful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're going through Carolinas and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, James said, I've driven half the country, but some trips just seem to take long enough. There's no mileage difference. That's true. I mean, and for us, it's like that too. Like, I drove down there so many times that, I didn't even pay attention to it. It wasn't a big deal. And the same thing with Disney. When we've gone to Disney and back so many times, like, that trip is it's 7 hours, but it doesn't seem like, the only time it really seems like that is when you really want to be home,
Yeah.
And like, when you're going down there, you're kind of excited about being there, so that you don't really pay attention to it. But like, coming home, you'll look and you'll just go, fuck, man, I got another 3 hours of driving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that drive doesn't bother me. The one that bothers me the most that we do often is going to Phaedra's parents' house in Mary Esther, because, like, there is no quick way to get there. So you literally have to go through, like, the backwoods of bumfucked Alabama.
Dude, I remember that.
And
good
like,
God.
There's like 10 miles where it's all national
There's
forest.
nothing. Yeah,
There's
it's pine trees. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, there's no cell phone service or nothing. You better hope your car don't fuck up or you don't need gas or any of that shit, because
there's no one there.
Yeah, there's no. You ain't calling nobody. I don't give a fuck. You got Verizon. You better have a fucking satellite phone, because you ain't calling nobody. And we usually make that trip like at 11 o'clock at night, because we'll leave at night so that we have the whole day the next day and we're not driving. Yeah. And so that trip gets a little long on the way there and on the way back. But I like it there. It's just,
I think our trip home that we're trying to plan soon is going to be bad. I don't think it's going to. I think getting to you is not going to be bad, but then we got like another 2.5 hours to get to Middle Georgia.
It's it depends on how you drive. Usually you can get there in a couple of hours.
Yeah, I think about 2 hours is normally, if there's no like traffic or anything, get down there in about 2 hours.
Traffic's not that bad. We come home when we picked up Phaedra's car. We come home and it wasn't that bad. It was about the end of rush hour. So, but the thing I'll say is Atlanta's really bad about, like, if there's a bad wreck, and then you can just forget it. It fucks everything up. whether you're 285 or whether it's 75.
The crazy thing here is there's 95 and then there's Route 1, which is just a highway, right? So you got the interstate and you got the highway. So when a wreck hits the interstate, everyone shoots over to the highway. They just take the next exit. So then that causes a wreck on the main route. So either way, like unless you know all the back roads and all that stuff, you just call it quits. If there's a wreck in the morning, you're just going to be late for work. There's no getting around it. There's no avoiding it.
What'll be interesting is when you come here and we'll do a podcast where we're both in the same room. Because you have your computer, and so you can set it up. So we'll set the 2 cameras and two things. I
didn't even think about that. I'll have to pack up the mic and everything. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Just sidebar, just going off on that. But see, it's the same way when I go to work. So if you're heading towards, like I work in Peachtree Corners, so if you're headed towards Norcross, Peachtree Corners, whatever, you either get on 85 and take it to a couple of exits that'll get you to Norcross, or you can take Peachtree Industrial from where I live, and take it straight into Norcross. But it's the same deal. If there's a wreck on 85, everybody's headed to Peachtree Industrial, or vice versa. And so the thing I'll say is that I normally take Peachtree Industrial both ways, because if there's a wreck on 85, it starts backing up traffic and it's going to take me longer. Even if there's a wreck on Peachtree Industrial, most of the time I'm still moving because there's at least an exit or like a lane that people can still get by. So I'd rather be moving slowly than just be stopped and sat there for God knows how long until whatever it is that's.
I think you guys need to plan a trip up here.
I mean, we've talked about it. I mean, Phaedra can't go anywhere now with
I know that, but I'm saying when everything like calms down and settles down, like.
I mean, we definitely are. I mean, because the boys want to go see DC. Because I mean,
Here's the thing with DC: it's going to be shut down for a while, just because they were in the phases of opening up, and then all this, protesting hit. They vandalized like a lot of downtown. They fucked downtown up. So right now it's kind of went back a step, if you will. So it's going to be a while before they open DC back up. So that's going to be probably the biggest thing.
Can somebody explain that to me? I mean, why are we defacing and spray painting fucking monuments and shit? I just look, and I've said this numerous times. Like, I never understood the Confederate.
Uncle Nick, you want to see him? Okay.
I see him.
Well, come on.
Oh, no, I want to see him. What's up?
Say hey.
What are you doing?
Talk to him.
Hi.
Somebody's missing a tooth. What happened? Did your daddy knock that tooth out? Were you being bad? Were you being bad and somebody knocked that tooth out? Is that what happened? No?
She's living her life right now. She's like, I'm just gonna sit up here, look all cute and stuff. Look at my tooth.
Did you put it under your pillow? Get some money for it? I mean, this works better if you answer the questions.
I got a new wiggly tooth.
You got another wiggly tooth?
Mm-hmm. Right here.
Oh my goodness.
So I got two of them bad boys.
Tell your mom and daddy to get you an apple. A Granny
Smith
Smith apple.
Everything. She bites with the side of her mouth and you give her apple.
Yeah.
Tell the truth.
Yeah. Tie you some floss around it, and then snatch the door, snatch it on out of there.
Can I do that?
I hear my wife and kids yelling at each other. I don't know what that's about.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on? Who are you whipping?
Harlan just locked me out the damn apartment.
Oh, shit. All right. You got to go, baby. Sissy's in trouble, and Mama is on a warpath, and I ain't getting none of that. Apparently, Braylon just locked Mama out of the apartment.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That's what happened.
The Keaton has been horrible. I mean, he's just at that teenage stage, where, I mean,
he knows everything.
Not a teenager. Well, I mean, he's always thought that he knew everything, but he's at that stage, dude, where he's just like, he doesn't understand like just basic things, like where, you do stuff just because it's the right thing to do, and you probably need to be doing it anyway. It's always got to have some sort of reward for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so the other day we're having to move a bunch of shit because we got new bedroom furniture, and so we're kind of moving shit around and taking old dressers out and kind of sitting them in different out of the way and stuff, and so we got and he bitched about it the whole time, because he's really pissed off that he had gotten in trouble for something else. I don't remember what it was, but he got in trouble for something, and so he had lost his Xbox anyway. So his mom made the mistake of making the statement of, well, if you help us out and get all this stuff done, maybe you can get a little Xbox time or whatever. So then it got in his head that he was doing all of this just to get Xbox time. Forgetting about the side, the situation that need to be done anyway, right? And your mom's over here with fucking peg leg Patty over here, broke leg, bum knee, and you need to just be helping her out to begin with. And yeah, man, and so it just got to the point where at the end he was just like, man, he's like, I'm just done. It's like, just Xbox even worth all of this? And I just go, you ain't done shit, man. Move 2 dressers and push some shit around. Like, what?
Just wait till he starts the workforce, man. Just wait.
See, this is where I want to make it clear to everybody listening. Like, he is not lazy like that. He and like, even when you talk about in the workforce, he will work his fucking ass off for some, because he knows at the end of the week he's gonna get a paycheck, right?
Yeah.
But just asking him to do something just to do it, like, he's just like, why are we doing this? Because it needs to be done. Yeah, I mean, I know, but I don't want it. Nobody wants to fucking do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like we're out there laying sod. He was like, I just don't understand why we just pay somebody to lay the sod. Why? You're just dragging a fucking line of grass, a clump of grass, and laying it down. Like, it's not that big a fucking deal, man. Like, I just don't want to be doing this. Nobody wants to be fucking. You think anybody wants to be a fucking landscaper and lay his fucking sod? Nobody wants to do that. I mean, I'm sure there are people that want to do it, but the majority of people that are doing it aren't doing it because they fucking love laying grass and getting dirty and shit. Like, it's just.
That's kind of how it is with Adeline right now. Like, she'll clean her room, but then she expects to get something at the end of it. Like, can I go get a new toy? Can I get ice cream? Can I get this? And I'm like, no, you can get to walk into a clean room and not stumble over a bunch of shit in the middle of the night and break your neck when you get up to go to the bathroom. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the other thing too. They think that every time, they go, well, I ate all my lunch. Good for you. I'm glad you got something.
I'm glad. Glad you're not hungry.
What kind of treat can I have? What the fuck you mean? What kind of treat? The treat is your fucking belly's full. What? Like,
look. We grew up in the old school. We're just thankful to have some dinner.
And this is the thing that cracks me up sometimes, as I explain to them, like, and again, we eat out far more often than we should, and we don't eat out a ton, but we eat out far more often than we should. I'm telling you, I'm talking maybe 3 times a week, and most of the time it's because we have 1,000 things to do and we just have to go and grab something to eat while we're out. But I explained to them, like, when I was growing up, dude, just going to McDonald's, right, was a fucking treat, right? We didn't get to play on the playground and all this shit. Like, we just come in and get our fucking Happy Meal, whatever shitty toy we happen to get in our Happy Meal, whether it was a boy toy or a girl toy. They didn't have that shit when we were growing. It was just, you just got whatever fucking toy it was. If it happened to
get this hamburger,
right? If it happened to be a fucking Barbie toy and you're a boy, tough shit, suck it up, right?
You gotta cut her hair off.
You're gonna cut her hair off and make her a fucking mohawk or something. But you're playing with a fucking Barbie toy. That's just the way it was.
That's it.
And so, like, this shit about, like, we eat out so much, they don't know. Like, you go, what do you guys want? I don't care. Don't start this shit, man. Don't fucking start this shit. And then the thing that pisses me off is when somebody goes, I don't care. And then you go, okay, well, how about whatever restaurant? No, I don't think I want that. You just fucking said you don't care. So do you care or do you not care? And I always think back to that fucking scene in The Notebook. What do you want?
What do you want?
It's not that simple. What do you want?
Tell me what you want.
Tell me what you want. What do you want? What do you want?
I'm gonna go grab something to drink. I'll be right back.
All right. I get annoyed at that shit, man. And most of the time, I really don't care because by the time, depending on what the shit I got to do, and then by the time I get to eat anything. I know it looks like I eat a ton. I just eat the wrong shit. But by the time I get to eat anything, I could care less, dude. I could eat the fucking ass end of a horse. It doesn't bother me. But luckily, we have some good restaurants. I mean, we have a Greek. We had lunch at a Greek restaurant today. It's a local place. It's family owned and operated. It's so good, dude. They've had the best hummus there. Oh, so good. I had a gyro wrap or gyros, as I've seen people call them. But I love them. What's up, sis? My hardest thing is breakfast, man, because I don't. Most of the time, I need coffee. I'm just getting good to get into work and sit down at my desk, and I don't have a clue what it is that I think I want for breakfast.
What'd you call me?
I said, what does that C on your hat stand for? Cocksucker?
That's fucked up.
I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you.
That's fucked up right there.
Stands for COVID.
Catch these goddamn hands. That's what it means. Keep on. Wait till I come to visit. I'm going to bust your ass.
Stands for COVID-19.
Look, all right. Speaking of this hat, so throwback Cleveland hat, right?
I got you.
So I see it and I'm like, I like that. I like that hat. I'm going to order that hat, right?
Right.
The fucking rocket scientists at lids.com put my address wrong. So by the grace of God, FedEx delivers it all the way here in town. And then my post office goes, it doesn't have the correct apartment number. We're just going to ship it back to them. Doesn't contact me, doesn't hold it, none of that. So luckily, I called the post office. Of course, no one answered, so I drove down there. And luckily, the lady was just about to put it back on the truck to send it back to him. I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
That's my shit.
That's mine's. That's mine's. So I've got another hat coming because I ordered 2 for Father's Day. So I got another Braves hat coming. And hopefully that doesn't happen again because I don't feel like going back down to the post office. But that's probably what's going to happen.
Let's see if I can do this so you can see it. Your sister said Chewbacca is what it stands for. So I was going to show. See if I can do it without showing off my shit. So this is my debit card.
Oh,
that's us. That's us. That's with Chewbacca.
Oh,
Kind of blocking Emerson's head a little bit, but
yeah, don't let nobody get your digis. They'll be trying to go shopping.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, brother. We just bought a new car and a new bedroom suit. You try to shop on your car, you're just gonna be fucking practicing, buddy. That's all.
That's right. You try to ride from me, you better be practicing.
Yeah.
That's same with me.
Ain't gonna do you a bit of fucking good.
I bought damn Brittany's van, and I went in there with some money down, thinking, I'm just gonna put a little bit of money. Yeah, it didn't work like that.
Well, we had to put money down in the car we hadn't even seen. That was the hard part. I mean, we had seen a model of the car, but not the one that we wanted, not the color combination that we wanted. And then it was crazy. I didn't even think about it, but so it wasn't supposed to be here till like July 5th or 6th. And then he just called us out of the blue. He's like, hey, he goes, your car's here. I was like, oh. And the guy was great, man. The salesman was good. He kept us informed the entire time all this is going on. And in fact, it was his day off. And he actually was like, he's like, listen, man, he goes, if you guys want to come in and pick it up, because my thing was like, dude, I don't want a bunch of people test driving the car. Because that's the thing, it's a popular car. People come out and look at it, and they're gonna have people test driving it. Dude, I don't want to pick up the car that's got 50 miles on it for people to test drive it.
Yeah.
Not to mention, with COVID and shit going on, I just don't want a bunch of strangers in the fucking car.
Yeah.
So I said, no. I said, can we make sure nobody test drives it? I said, we'll come and get it today. Well, the thing was trying to figure out how the fuck I'm gonna get down there to pick up the car because Phaedra can't drive, right? So now I'm like, how the fuck are we going there? So Phaedra called Chris and Allison, my brother and sister-in-law, for those who don't know. And Allison come and drove us down there, which was fun. It's always a fun trip with Allison.
Dude, anytime you go out with Allison is a fun time. She is crazy.
You know what's funny though is let me finish what I was saying. So she took us down there, and then she was sitting around. I was like, hey, why don't you go home? Because first I was trying to buy her dinner, but she wouldn't let me buy her dinner. She's like, no, I'm just gonna go home. And I was like, fine. I was like, well, don't stay around the whole time. I was like, 'cause I don't know how long it's gonna take. Well, you go ahead and go home. I said, we'll figure it out. And she's like, no, she's all right. So she goes home, and so we're signing papers, and we had our own financing and stuff. So we did and wrote a check and everything, and so I'm sitting there, and Phaedra goes, I just thought about this. Like, we just wrote a check for a car we haven't even seen. I was like, oh, you're right. And so, but it was fine. I mean, it was a brand new car. We got in it, and a lot of pieces they hadn't even pulled the plastic off of. It was just crazy.
Wow.
That's what I said, man. We got in the car. It was 12 miles on the car, and so,
so crazy story on the wife's van. Get this, Nick. So I didn't even know that the salesperson that sold me the van is no longer with the dealership.
That happens all the time, though, man.
So he's gone, right? So I kept calling up there because we were driving the van. Drives great, performs great, comfortable as can be, right? It's Toyota Sienna. Like, right. It's Cadillac.
Yeah.
We're riding along, and the tire light. When I first test drove it, the tire light was on. I was like, hey, check the tire pressure, check the sensors, all that stuff before we take it. I don't want that. You know what I mean? Yeah, we'll check that out. Well, apparently they didn't check it out. They just put some air in it, made it go off, right?
It was going there and reset it, is what they did.
And one of the sensors is bad, long story short. We're riding down the road like a couple days later, and I'm riding in the back, and I'm like, dude, I can't hear any music. Like, what the hell? Do you got it faded all the way to the front? Like, you're just running off front speakers? What the hell's going on? So she fades it to the back, and the rear speaker don't work, right? Yeah. So I noticed when we first bought this van, there's, like I was telling you, there's MP Court tweeters in the pillars. And I'm like, I've never seen those, that brand in a Toyota. I mean, I don't know. Anybody that knows out there, if you bought a new Toyota, if they got MP Court shit in the van, I've never seen it. So I was like,
but it does have a third package. So
it does. That's what's crazy, because normally that's on something that's all-wheel drive, and I don't think this van's all-wheel drive, so I don't know what that's all about.
They're on Camrys and shit. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know what that's about, but apparently this van has a turd package. I don't know. But it's really weird because somebody at some point tried to like one-up this van, so all my interior lights are like this blue color, like this neon blue. So at night when I open the doors, it's like it's like a fucking Star Wars fucking theme, Dun, 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 dun. And I'm like, whoa. So we're riding along, and another thing, I don't know if it's a pulley making a noise, a belt, the water pump. Fuck, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's making this noise while it's idling, and I'm like, I'm not. Chirping? It's not a chirp sound, man. It almost sounds like a tensioner or a pulley with a bad bearing in it, right? It's just it sounds like metal on metal. That's what kind of got me kind of freaked out. So then I started reading, and the water pumps kind of, on these 2016s, I think it's 2016, 2017. Sometimes they just go out,
Is it external or internal?
It's external.
Well, that's a good thing.
That's a good thing, right? So it's probably just, the fucking, the pulley, the bearing, all that shit. But I didn't want to keep driving it and then mess up something, right? So I kept calling the dealership, and I couldn't get in touch with this guy. Well, apparently he's gone. I don't know if he got fired, quit. I don't know. I don't care. So that's I need my shit fixed. And then I started talking to this other manager, and I give him all the information. Yeah, man, I'm going to text you. I'm going to call you back in, about an hour. We'll get everything straightened out. Never hear from the guy. Next day I call him, get him on the phone, same story. Give him all the information, doesn't work. So then finally I called back, I think it was Friday. I called him, and I got this lady on the phone. I was explaining the whole situation. She's like, no problem. I'm going to schedule you with our shop down the street because our shop's located down the street from the dealership. We'll get you in, we'll get you out, we'll get you taken care of. So she schedules this whole thing. We go down there, I pull up. She gives me the name of the service advisor that has all my information. I walk in there. This lady has no idea who I am.
Of course not. Why would she?
I give her all my information, right? And she's like, I don't see your appointment. Like,
no, of course not.
I don't know anything. So I'm like, you know what? Here's the information. Hold on to that. I'm going to go chew someone's ass up here at the dealership, right? I'll be right back. I pull up at the dealership. I have the guy's name that I've been talking to that dropped the ball twice now. I just walked straight up to his desk. I was like, hey, how you doing today? Remember me, Toyota Sienna, go through this whole thing. Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. I said, look, man, I'm tired of running around the block, tired of you dropping the ball. Your shop doesn't even know I have an appointment. We need to get this fixed, need to get it fixed now. So, you know, we kind of step outside. My tone gets a little bit higher because I didn't want to like show out on the sales floor. So I was like, let's step outside and talk about it. So we have this long conversation. And he's like, oh, I'm going to put you in a rental right now. You know, we're going to get you taken care of. And I was like, here's my problem. I have bumper to bumper on this thing, but I haven't had the car 30 days.
Right.
So it's 30 days most times before you can make a claim on your warranty, apparently.
Sure.
So I was like, well, what are we going to do about this, man? I got this van that I paid you X amount of dollars for, and it's got issues, and I can't claim it on my bumper to bumper, which is why I got the bumper to bumper. So what are we going to do? Oh, well, you know, we'll take care of you. Don't worry about that. You know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I said, that's fine. I said, I want to know what's wrong with this van, point blank period. I want it fixed.
Right.
So then they go to get us a loaner, and damn near all the loaners on the lot are gone. He's like, man, the biggest thing I got is a Ford Escape. And I'm like, dude, my wife's going to kill me. Right. So I'm like, well, fuck it. That's all you got. That's all you got. I got to take it. I got to get this van looked at. So we get in this van, and Brittany hates this thing. It's like a fucking small ass go-kart. The brakes, they had just serviced this thing, so it's rough.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things. It's like, shit, man. What do you do?
They don't have any idea how long they're gonna have it.
No. So of course, you signed your paperwork for the loaner or whatever, and on the paperwork it clearly states that you cannot have this vehicle more than 48 hours. So I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. So hopefully I hear something from tomorrow. You know, I dropped it off at like 2:00. They didn't close till 6.
That makes me think about the time Phaedra bought. Remember she had the Nissan van before she bought the Honda.
Yeah.
You know, had the peanut butter guts. That was the swagger wagon.
Yeah.
So when we bought it, they only had one key fob, and I'm trying to remember. Oh, I think they didn't have any key fob is what it was. So they didn't have a key fob to open the doors or any of that stuff, you know, and it didn't get traded in with one. And so I said, listen, you know, I'm not buying this car without a key fob. I'm like, oh no, we'll get you a key fob, you know. So they went to the service department and they're like, hey, we don't have one in stock. We have to order one. I'll call you, and when it comes in, you can bring the car down and we'll program it and everything. And again, you know, back in these days, you could still sort of negotiate on a car. I mean, you can kind of do it now, but not like you could back then.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I beat this guy up and was just ready to sign the papers and get out of there. And so I did. Well, a couple of days went by, and I didn't hear anything from him. So I called and I was like, hey man, you know, what's going on with the key fob? He's like, oh, it's like I think you come in. Let me get the service, you know, talk to the service department and I'll get back to you. I'm like, all right. Well, you know, again, just like never got back to me. So finally, I just got tired of shit. You know, one day I just called him out. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. Here's what's gonna happen. Either you're gonna go find me a key fob and that the service department has, or I'm gonna go order one offline and I'm gonna sit the bill on your fucking desk and you're gonna cut me a check. One of the two. I go, this back and forth shit is bullshit. And I go, I shouldn't have to deal with this. I go, you know, and so I kid you not, dude. 30 minutes later, the manager called me and he goes, hey, he goes, we got you a key fob. He goes, we found one. He goes, bring it down here and we'll program it. So I get down there and sure enough, they got one and had one in the service desk that was brand new that he brought out and had the guy program to the car. And all I could think of was like, bitch, you've had this motherfucker sitting you probably had 10 of these motherfuckers in a box. You just didn't want to give one up because, they're like $400, $500 a piece. And thought I was just going to go away and just deal with it, And that's the thing. They're great car salespeople that will fucking take care of you and are awesome. And they're just slimy pieces of shit that just once you sign the paper and they know they're getting a commission, they can give a fuck about anything.
And that's how I felt with this. Like this guy, did what he was supposed to do. But then, you had the feeling like once you started finding all this shit out with this van, I'm just like, this fucker didn't check out anything. They literally drove it through, vacuumed it out, cleaned out the outside, slapped a tag on it, and fucking let that bitch roll. Yeah. And that's what pissed me off. That, on top of the fact I've called you twice and gave you my story twice, right, and you still don't remember who the hell I am. You still can't remember what I told you was wrong with the van. Like, I finally told the guy, I was like, I know you're busy, man, but when someone calls you and they just purchased the van and they have issues and the salesman that sold them this vehicle is no longer here,
somebody needs to pick up that issue and deal with it. Yeah.
And deal with it. And I said, that guy's going to be you, unfortunately. I said, you're the guy that I've talked to. You're one of the managers on the floor. I said, I don't want to deal with anybody else. I'm tired of dealing with different people just to get this resolved.
Well, I mean, how many times I got to tell this goddamn story?
Right.
That's my thing. I mean, why I got to tell this fucking story?
It was funny. It was funny because I told a guy, I said, do you want to go grab a piece of paper so I can write this shit down, man? Because I'm tired of telling you. I've done told you twice. And every time you repeat it back to me, it's wrong. So, I mean, what do you want me to do?
Well, I mean, and we run into some of that too, where, like we were looking for Phaedra's car. And I'm not going to get into the whole thing again, but basically, Kia didn't make a bunch of these and then had the COVID thing, and it was a hard car to find. And, if you could find one, dealers wanted you to pay $5,000. Some places with $10,000 above fucking list price, MSRP. And so, when I found this dealership, which was again on the other side of the fucking airport in Atlanta, it was all the way in Union City, and so I didn't want to drive that far to buy a fucking car, but we went down there and we're going back and forth with the guy, and they're a large volume dealer, and so they just decided they weren't going to charge a markup. So, and the truth is, I think Kia doesn't want them to do that. But I think dealers get away with it because people keep buying it, because there are people who have more money than they have sense, and they just go, I don't give a fuck if it's $5,000 more. I want this fucking car, Yeah. And so, so if dealers can get away with it, people keep doing it, they're gonna fucking keep doing it. Yeah. But we went down there, and so that night they had a white one with a black interior, and the sales guy was great about it, and he didn't, he wasn't at the time. There was one that was supposed to be coming in, I think like 2 weeks later or something. Yeah. And then right when we were on the phone, he was talking to the owner of the dealership, and he goes, "No, man," he goes, "those things been pushed back. They're not going to be there until the middle of July." And so we're like, "Oh shit, man, I don't know." And so so I asked him, I go, "Okay, well, how many people are in line for the model and color and all that we're looking at?" He's like, "Nobody." He's like, "If you guys put a deposit down, this one's yours." And so so it was like, "Oh, all right, sweet." So we had to write a check and put a deposit down or whatever. And so I started I found a place where you could actually start to look and see where new Kia Tellurides were being built when they had a new VIN number coming up. And I could, I knew the dealer code and all that stuff, so I could see all the ones that were being built for that dealer, right? And so for the longest time, none of them that matched the color model matched anything.
Like y'all sent me that package that I was looking up here, and you just can't find it.
And I just go, what the fuck, man? And then all of a sudden, one day, one showed up. It was black on black. And then here's the VIN. So I printed the window sticker out, because you click on the link and it opens the window sticker. And I printed it out. And this was like, I think it was the day of Phaedra's surgery, or maybe the day after or something like that. And I go, "Hey, I think this is your Telluride." And she goes, "Well, how do you know?" I go, "Well, it's the only one that has a package that we want that's a color combination one that's headed to that dealership. It has to be it." So sure enough, and again, the guy that we dealt with was awesome. He sent me a thing. He goes, hey, he goes, just got that Kia, your Telluride's been built. He goes, it's going to get on a truck. It's going to be shipped here. It was supposed to be here by the 6th or 5th. I can't remember. It was like, oh, all right. But I had noticed then when I was selling Phaedra, I go, look, it looks like it's like 10 days between the time it's built to the time it hits the dealership. I go, I think it's going to come in before the 6th. So I had already started working with our credit union going, hey, listen, I really want to get this shit, all these ducks in a row and be done with all this shit. I go, because I just have a feeling that it's going to be here before the 6th. And I don't want it to come early. And now I got to go through all this shit and the car's going to just be sitting on the lot. So we went through, I kid you not now, this is no bullshit. We signed the papers on the day before, right? And literally the next day he called and goes, hey, and this is what's funny. He goes, man, I got good news and bad news. Which one you want first? And I go, oh, fuck. He's fixing to tell me that they're not going to get that Telluride. And I go, man, just give me the fucking bad news first. He goes, I'm just playing, man. There's no bad news. He goes, it's all good news. He goes, it just rolled on the lot. He goes, it hadn't even come off the truck yet. He goes, it's here. And I go, are you kidding me? He goes, no. We were sitting at Cookout trying to get something to eat. And I was like, all right. I was like, well, I got to figure out how I'm going to come and get it, blah, blah, whatever. And then I had to go to the credit union and pick up a check. So here's the thing. I go to the credit union to pick up the check. The lady's printing out the check. The fucking check rips in the printer. And so she goes, man, I can't give you this check because they won't take it. She goes, I have to void this check and reissue another one. She goes, I'm so sorry. She goes, it'll take me like 10 minutes. She goes, I'm like, no, it's fine. And so she goes, hey, she goes, it's just been one of those days where everything goes wrong. She goes, have you ever had one of those days? And I go, lady, one of those days? I go, I've had one of those months. If I told you all the shit that was going on, you wouldn't even fucking believe me. that rip check is the least of my worries right now.
Exactly.
Print as many as you need, lady. Like, I'm just so then Allison come and got us and drove out there, which I was super, super appreciative of. And we picked it up. And I mean, I think Phaedra was kind of sad that she couldn't drive it, and I've been driving it, but it's nice. It's super nice. It's I tried to push her to the model above it, but we've been waiting forever, man, because that's the model that everybody wants. And and in fact, they had a couple come in, and I tried to get him to sell us one out from under somebody, and he wouldn't do it, which is a good stuff. But he's not supposed to do that. Yeah,
that's true. That is true.
But yeah,
that's like I didn't think I was going to like the van, and Brittany's like, "Come on, just give it a chance. Just give it a chance." And I test drove it, and it was comfortable, and I'm just like, it's a van, whatever. Right. And then we got home, and I actually got to like test driving around town. I got back, I was like, "Holy shit, this is comfortable, man!" Yeah, I said, it's just got so much room in it.
And that's the thing I think, like. I mean, don't get wrong. It's for me. I think a lot of the comfort comes is sort of set up because I drive a Kia too. It's sort of set up like my car, so like knowing what the buttons are and what they do and all, it's kind of easy for me because it's kind of the same setup.
Yeah.
But it does have some things I'm not crazy about. Like one of the things is it has the lane assist. So like if you're on the highway and or it doesn't have to be the highway, it can be any road with as long as it's got a line on either side, you can let go of the steering wheel and it'll keep you in between the lines. Yeah. If you get too far over and it thinks you're trying to get over that lane, it'll actually pull the steering wheel over and pull you back over into the lane. Let me just tell you, when the first time I drove it, so we're coming home, it's raining, I'm on 85, and like in some of those where the HOV lane is, it's a little narrow, buddy. You got to get kind of take some of the lane. But in that wet line, when that fucking not expecting it, I mean, it wasn't like it jerked the steering wheel or anything, but not expecting it in the middle of a turn to kind of ease the steering wheel a certain way more than you want. I didn't like that shit at all. I mean, luckily it's just a button, you can cut it off. But I that's so fair. Like I can't drive that shit like that, man. That shit. But let me tell you, it come real in handy when we went to Dairy Queen, I was trying to eat my fucking Blizzard without my hands on the steering wheel. I just put that shit on, and it kept me in between the lines, and I was just eating my fucking steering wheel. I probably look like a drunk driver going bumping each line back and forth, but I was eating my fucking Oreo Blizzard, buddy.
Getting it going. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, dude, get this. So Brittany's mom finally got her a car.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook. She got a Dodge Charger, right?
2020, baby.
Hell yeah.
She kept talking about, I need to get a car. I don't think I'll get approved. And I'm like, dude, here's the thing that's gonna be in your favor is that you don't have a bunch of stuff on your credit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yes, you got pre-approved, walked in there, cut a deal, walked out with it. So I was like, damn. Like we talked to her. We didn't even know she got it, right? They went to look and they cut a deal they couldn't turn down. And
anybody buying Dodges, man.
Well, the thing was it was a loaner car, kind of shuttle car. Just like our Rogue. Same deal with our Rogue.
Yeah.
They got a ton of those on that lot for some reason. Just because they have so many sister lots around town that people don't know about. But yeah, they went in there, struck a deal, and drove that bitch off the lot.
Good. She can get her ass in that and drive up there and see you guys.
That's a long ride. I don't know if Grandma gonna do that, but maybe. Who knows?
Road trip. You don't have to do it all. That's the thing I tell you, man. You don't have to do it all in one trip.
Nah, stop.
I mean,
stop at the hotel.
We do because and neither me or Phaedra, neither one mind driving. But yeah, I think it's just that gossip thing, that Mike Gossett thing in me where, I mean, you don't mind driving that much either, but it doesn't bother me. Like driving.
Dude, when I drove up that night when I left your house, like hell, I left your house at like 6 o'clock or something, didn't I?
It was late. It was pretty late.
It was late in the evening, and I started driving to Virginia. Dude, I got like an hour and a half out of Dumfries, and I stopped and got a hotel because it was like one of those things like I could feel my head getting heavy. I'm like, eh.
Yeah.
So I ended up, middle of nowhere, damn hotel. Oh man, it was so bad. It was so bad.
So I never forget. I tell people this all the time. We left California one time with Dad driving, and I shit you not, man. That man drove and he didn't stop not one, other than like to get something to eat and to get gas. He didn't stop not once, not for a power nap at a rest area, none of that shit until he got like 30 minutes from the Alabama state line, and then he just goes, I had to stop. And I go, all right. So we stopped at a rest area. No bullshit. He pulled in the rest area. We just fucking, it was still like, it was just getting daylight. Pulled in. He was kind of laid his head on the window. And we both just kind of took a power nap. We both kind of woke up at the same time because, the sun started shining. We might have slept 2 hours, something like that, maybe. He got his ass up, drove the rest of the way home, and like it wasn't nothing.
Damn.
Like, yeah, man, he used to drive like that. But there was some nights, dude, where he was driving like we're heading out there, and like you start going like through New Mexico and Arizona where there ain't shit, dude. It's just same thing for as far as you can see. You start thinking, what the fuck do these people do, man? Like, because you'll see like a light on a house out in the middle of fucking nowhere. You've been driving for fucking 100 miles, ain't seen shit. No fucking grocery store, no nothing. You're like, what the fuck are you? What, raising llamas? Like, I don't know what the fuck are they doing out here, man?
I got this cactus farm out back.
And so this is no bullshit. So because we're talking about road trips and shit, I'll tell a funny story.
You're busting up in here yelling at me.
And so I'm driving. Dad's driving, and I don't remember what fucking car we were in, but we had stopped somewhere to get something to drink or get some gas or something. And I got in the back seat because I was tired as fuck, and I was just like, I'm going to sleep while he drives. It's nighttime. It's kind of late, and so I'm in the back, and I'm like half asleep, and I hear. I just go, the fuck is that? Not really thinking about it. Whatever, I was like, whatever, whatever. And then we're driving along. I get like about dozing off again, and then I just hear, and I just go, the fuck, I sit up, and I go, what the fuck is going on? But I didn't say anything. I just kind of sat there, whatever, right? Dad was slapping himself so he wouldn't go to fucking sleep. So I was like,
Damn.
I got up. I was like, hey, I said, you all right? He goes, yeah, man. He goes, you got to get back in this front seat and keep me company, man. He goes, we can't. He's like, I can't sleep. So I got back in the front seat. And that man, dude, he got to where he was just like chain smoking, like lighting one cigarette with the other. I just go, dude. I said, listen, man. I'm like,
yeah, pull it over.
You pull over. I go. You just can't. Like, you got to pull it over. And so we did pull over to the rest area. Because Dad ain't spending money on a hotel room, man. We ain't got that kind of money. We ain't spending money on a hotel room. So
ain't got it like that.
We ain't got it like that. So we just pulled in the rest area and it was he lived by that wish on the wish system. He wished a motherfucker would fuck with him in the rest area. See what happened.
Oh Lord.
Oh, what do you want, NASA?
Not NASA.
I heard Mama yelling at you. What's Mama yelling at you about?
Somehow I shot Charlie in the face. In her eyes, somehow.
You shot Charlie in the face with what?
Nerf gun.
What did I tell you about shooting people with Nerf guns?
I didn't mean to shoot her in the face.
Well, I would have hoped that you didn't mean to shoot somebody in the face.
Thug life.
Plus, she stole my ammo anyway.
She what?
She stole my ammo anyway.
She stole your animal?
Ammo.
Stole your ammo, so you had to pop a cap on.
Halfway across the run.
Who did?
Devin.
Okay.
And shot me like 30 times in the back of my neck.
Okay.
I don't know why.
It's probably because you popped baby
so how did
girl
Mom find out about
it? Keen simply told her.
Okay.
Simply told her. Simply people. You
Okay.
simply tell on your... Somehow. I don't know how that happened. Somehow I shot her in the eye. I didn't mean to.
Well, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Every time he goes down there, and I've said this 100 times, one of the kids down there is younger than he is, like way younger than he is, and he tries to play with him. But again, this is a house where there's two boys. They play rough, and I say, listen, you can't play with him like that, right? Like you can't. And so, and Emerson is really not, he gets amped up and not aware of his surroundings a lot anyway, so like he'll do dumb shit like, spin around fast with like a TIE fighter thing in his hand and hit him in the head. You know what I mean? Like, not that he meant to hit him in the head. It wasn't like he got pissed off and
thug life.
Yeah. And
that's
so,
what happens.
So, he's just clumsy, but I've told him 100 times about shooting fucking Nerf bullets at people and stuff. And I love the fact, and Keaton does the shit too, where he goes, well, I didn't mean to. I would fucking hope that you didn't mean to shoot somebody in the fucking face with a Nerf gun. I mean, let's just hope that that's not what happened.
Out here in the streets, popping people in the eye, turning them into pirates.
God almighty.
That's what happens.
What usually happens is we get a Facebook message, and I mean, I say that's what usually. That's not true, but we have gotten Facebook messages about him, which is fine. I mean, listen, if my kid's being an asshole, I want you to tell me, hey, listen, your kid's being a little shit down here. Because I mean, if they're
down here with your belt.
Because I mean, if their kid was being a little shit in my yard, I had no problem saying, listen, your kid's being a little shit. Now, I obviously wouldn't say it like that, but yeah, I mean, that's we're all in the cul-de-sac. We all got to live together, and so it takes a village, dude. It does. So yeah. I mean, I'm not, but I heard Phaedra yelling at him, so I was.
Somebody's in trouble.
I knew somebody was in trouble.
Egg leg Patty is on the case.
Egg leg Patty is chasing him down with her rolling walker.
That parrot's gonna hop off her shoulder and attack you like a hawk.
She'll hit you in the head with her crutch. That's how that'll work.
That's what happens. Oh man.
I think we're gonna call it, man.
Sounds like a plan.
we've been at it a little over almost an hour and a half. It's Monday.
Yeah. I think you guys are more receptive to Mondays. It seems like everyone's like, I had a shit Monday. I'm gonna grab an adult beverage.
Just chill out.
I'm gonna hear about other people's shit that's going down.
Other people's shit is going down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I the weekends are just so busy for me, man. Like trying to even.
Yeah, Saturday's just crazy for me because I'm always like doing something or going somewhere and trying.
What usually happens is it's not that I'm not free at 9 o'clock. I mean, I'm sure most of the time I would be. It's just that I've done so much shit all day on that Saturday that by the time 9 o'clock comes, it's like, dude, I just want to chill, man. And then the other thing I've noticed is that most other people got.
Nikki wants to go night.
And the other thing is most of the time people have other shit going on too. So I'm just like, dude, you know, and I get it too. And that's why we started making the episodes a little bit shorter too, because you know, it's hard enough to sit and watch 15, 20 minutes. There's no way nobody's gonna sit and watch 2 hours of us being fucking idiots. So yeah, I mean an hour and a half is about what you'll start to see from us, just because, you know, it's you start kind of stretching shows out longer than that. It's just too long. I mean, we're not Joe Rogan. We can't sit and I mean, we could, but you know, it's a lot. So this is this ain't our full-time job either. So that's the other thing.
That's right. That you guys know that 7 a.m. in the morning, I'm drinking coffee. I'm handling business.
That's right.
I'm ordering things. I'm shipping stuff. It's great.
Well, I got to give a shout out to Chris and Allison, man. They got me some really nice locally roasted coffee for my birthday, and they bought it for me. And then I got home and realized I don't have a fucking coffee grinder anymore. My coffee grinder stopped working, so I had to order a coffee grinder before I could even try it. So I had to order a coffee grinder, and it come in, and my birthday was on the 5th. I swear to you, like two or 3 days ago was the first morning that I got to actually have a cup of it. Because I just kept putting it off. I kept keep forgetting to order a damn coffee grinder. And then you get in that whole fucking, and again, I'm not going to go into a whole ordeal, but you get down that rabbit hole.
Yes, he is.
You get down that rabbit hole of coffee grinders, and people are like, oh, you need the burr grinder with your hand. I'm going to tell you right now, at 7 o'clock in the morning, I ain't grinding shit with my fucking hands. The fact that I'm even grinding my coffee before I put it in the fucking filter and run some fucking hot water over it is a goddamn blessing. You know, if I'm lucky, I'll remember to do it at night and hope that motherfucker cuts on in the morning. But luckily, the coffee pot I have now, I just have to push one button, so it's not that big a deal.
Actually, reminds me I need to order some more Black Rifle coffee because I love Black Rifle coffee. It's amazing.
There's so many mixed reviews about it, man. Some people say it's great. Some people say it's fucking awful. I don't know.
It depends on what roast you get.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You go out there and you start ordering crazy shit. Yeah, it gets crazy. Like you can straight order some shit from Black Rifle that tastes like it comes out of the bottom of a damn oil refinery or some shit. Like it's rough. Rough.
Straight
out of the jungle.
Yeah, I just want a cup of coffee. And I'll tell you right now, I like Waffle House coffee. People, you can fucking at me. You can talk about how fucking it's bottom of the barrel bullshit. I'll tell you right now, I'll drink a fucking cup of Waffle House coffee any day of the week.
Don't care. Gonna do it all.
I'm pissed off that it's like $1.95. You know, like they fucking Starbucks or something. I'm just burping right into the mic, man. I'm so sorry.
Audio listeners, get it how you live.
Yeah, I was telling them we went to eat Greek today. You been to the Greek restaurant? Tell them how good it is.
It's amazing.
And I had a Euro wrap.
Capital A. Amazing.
Amazing. I had a Euro wrap. And so now that
all right, we can't talk about that. That makes me want Greek food. That makes me want to make an 8.5 hour trip right now.
I'll take you to get some Greek food. I'll take you to get some Greek food. And you can eat inside. So
I'm there with my mask on and all, looking like a ninja. I don't care.
How are you gonna eat with the mask on, man? Don't wear a mask.
I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna drop me a little food in there, and it's gonna.
I was watching a video of a guy who was in fucking Vegas with a mask on, smoking at the fucking the damn tables. I mean, not the tables, the fucking slot machines. Like,
Oh yeah,
literally.
yeah, I saw that. I saw
Like,
that.
dude,
What the fuck are you doing?
Stupid shit, man.
Look, he's sitting there like no one can see him. He's got his mask on, breathing through the mask, and people.
Well, he put the fucking cigarette in the corner of his mouth, like holding it out on the side of his mouth. It's just fucking stupid. Just stupid. You been playing Xbox?
Yeah, actually. So I'm in the final part of Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, the story, yeah.
Yeah, so
Shit.
Arthur. Arthur. Here's the crazy part. How did Arthur die when you were playing?
So I played it through twice. So when I played through the first time, I was a mean motherfucker, man. I just because I like playing bad guys.
Right.
Remember, I told you that was my complaint about the game was that it didn't really serve you well to be a bad guy. Like you didn't get anything extra. Like
what happened? Did you get killed off by old buddy Micah or whatever?
Yeah. So I got killed. I got shot in the face the first time I played it. But the second time I played it, I played a good guy. And I mean, you still die, but you don't get killed by him.
Well, see, how I died was completely different. I got shanked by him.
Yeah, I mean that's why I said there's like 10 different endings. There's one ending where if your honor is high enough and you play like a straight up good guy the whole time, that you die from your tuberculosis, like staring at the sunset on the top of the hill or whatever. But it doesn't really matter. I mean, either way, you're still gonna end up playing as John. But it's still. I mean, here's the thing: it's a really good game. I mean, the story of the game is a lot better.
That's got me hooked. It's not even the missions; it's the damn story. The missions are amazing.
The missions are amazing. Some of them are fucking like the one where you have to go in that fucking mansion. You have to kill all the people, like in New Orleans or whatever. I hated that fucking mission, man. And then the woman that come back with a Gatling gun, where you're at the old house. I hated that fucking mission, man.
I love it. Red Dead, baby. Red Dead Eye. I'm dead eye.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because by then I'd had the 2-gun holster.
Yep. And the double revolver.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I'd be fucking people up with that.
Yes.
It was great. That was great when you wanted to rob people because you put your mask on. And then like people don't want to give up their shit, so you just shoot the shit out of them and take their shit anyway, right? But then inevitably there would be a witness, and with this double revolver, you could shoot that motherfucker as you try to run away, because that's the whole thing. You have to kill the witnesses, because if you don't, then that's how you get caught. Because somebody's gonna call the law.
It got so crazy at one point. Like I had bounties so large in 2 of the little towns.
Oh yeah. And they don't go away.
I had to put a mask on.
Yeah.
I had to put a mask on, and even with a mask, I would round a corner like on this back trail out on the backside of town, and bounty hunters would just come out of the woodworks after me.
You know how to get the pistol that's in the back room of that where they're doing the poker game, right? It's like I can't remember what gun it is. Like if you go in and you hold the gun to the guy and tell him that there's a poker game going on, because first you have to go around the house. It's at the general goods store in one of those towns. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. But you go around and you notice that there's somebody in there, and then you go in and tell them that somebody, you hold a gun. He'll open up the door and go in there. You have to kill everybody in there. But there's a pistol in there that you can get, or a rifle or something. I can't remember. And then there's another one where somebody's holding somebody in a basement. And you go in and make them go down there, and you kill the guy and let the guy go. And you can search around in there, and there's another like a long rifle with a scope and shit on it that you can take for free.
Oh, dude, I had the rifle with a scope. I had it in my saddlebag on my horse. Yeah. I was long ranging, folks, boy. So yeah, if you guys have not played Red Dead Redemption 2, play it. It's amazing.
You'll get that white horse up in the snow. That's the fastest horse in the game.
It was a bitch getting up there to get it, though, man.
Yeah.
Like, I got it, and I was like, man, I like my horse better. Like, it's fast, but I just didn't like it. So I just left it.
That's fucked up.
I got it close to where my horse was back in town. I just left him there. I was like, whatever.
I'm sad because your horse is going to die anyway. So
that was sad. That was sad.
My horse, I had the white horse. I named him Marshmallow, and I kid you not, I was playing it because Keaton and Emerson like to watch me play it, and I was playing it, and because when the horse died, Emerson yelled out loud, "No marshmallow!"
My name was Thunder Cheeks.
Oh, you fucking idiot!
No Thunder Cheeks.
You're so fucking stupid.
Don't
do
it.
We got it. Buttercup.
Butter nuts. Butter stuff.
Hey, girl, you hungry?
Fuck you.
Talking to the horse.
All right, guys.
We gotta go.
We got to go. It's Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday.
Right.
It's T-Mobile.
It's T-Mobile Tuesday. I don't know what's coming up.
Tuesday.
I don't know what's coming up, but we'll see.
It's probably, I think last week was like a fanny pack. I was like, look, T-Mobile, I love you.
Yeah. But it's 25% off. It was 25% off gas. At the Shell station. You gotta go find the Shell station.
See, that's a big thing for me. There ain't no Shell stations around here. 7-Eleven, baby.
Oh, open up all night.
Or what's up?
Hey, buddy.
Buddy.
You need a Slurpee?
Buddy.
2 for 1.
All right, guys.
All right.
Have a good night. We'll see you next Monday.
Monday, 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Peace.